You know that feeling when you think you're making all the right choices, but something still feels off? That's been me for the past few months. I swapped out my chips for granola bars, grabbed a smoothie instead of soda, and thought I was killing it. But then I realized I was falling into some sneaky traps. Those healthy snacks? Not always as good as they seem. And trust me, I was just as surprised as you might be. I started digging deeper, and what I found, mind-blowing. Let me share the 5 hidden dangers I discovered in what we all thought were healthy snacks, and how you can avoid them. So here's the thing. Like many of you, I've been all about making healthier choices lately. I swapped out chips for protein bars, ditched ice cream for fruit-flavored yogurt, and I felt pretty good about it. I mean, who wouldn't? We're told these snacks are the better option, right? But then, something wasn't adding up. I wasn't feeling as energized, and I definitely wasn't seeing the progress I expected. It got me thinking, could my healthy snacks be part of the problem? Turns out, I was missing some key details. That's when I dove in and found out the truth. Even the healthiest looking snacks can have hidden dangers that totally throw you off track. And once I figured this out, everything changed. Today, I'm breaking it all down for you, so you can spot these sneaky pitfalls and take control of your own healthy journey. Let's dive into it. Here's where it all started to make sense for me. Healthy snacks can be tricky. I realized that just because something is labeled as natural, low-fat, or gluten-free, doesn't mean it's actually good for you. The truth is, a lot of these so-called healthy snacks have hidden dangers that we don't even think about. They can be loaded with sugars, artificial ingredients, and sneaky chemicals that our bodies just don't need. It's frustrating, right? You're trying to do the right thing, but the food industry throws these traps at you. So, what are these hidden dangers, and how can we avoid them? Let's break down the top 5 things I wish I knew sooner, so you don't have to make the same mistakes I did. Alright, let's dive into these 5 hidden dangers, and see what's really going on in those so-called healthy snacks. Here's what I found out. Hidden sugars were a game changer for me. I used to grab smoothies and flavored yogurts thinking I was making the best choice. But here's the kicker. Those natural sugars? A lot of the time they're anything but. Some snacks pack in just as much sugar as candy bars. Now I always check the labels for hidden sweeteners, like fructose or syrup. It's crazy how sneaky sugar can be. Then there's the issue of processed ingredients. Ever notice how the ingredients list on your protein bar looks like something out of a science experiment? If you can't pronounce it, your body probably doesn't need it. I used to think, it's a protein bar. How bad can it be? Turns out, some of them are full of chemicals and preservatives. Now, I look for simpler, whole food ingredients. If I can't recognize it, I skip it. Portion distortion also hit me hard. You know those tiny 100-calorie packs? They're supposed to help with portion control, right? But I found myself eating 2 or 3 in one sitting. It turns out, the smaller portions can trick your brain into thinking you're still hungry. My advice? Measure out your own portions. A handful of almonds or fruit can go a long way, and you'll actually feel full. Misleading labels are another danger. Gluten-free and low-fat sound great on paper, but it's not always healthier. In fact, when companies take out the fat, they often replace it with sugar or additives to keep the flavor. It's like trading one bad thing for another. Now, I'm not swayed by the big claims on the front of the package. I flip it over and read the real info on the back. And finally, artificial additives can be sneaky. I thought I was being smart by choosing sugar-free snacks, but those artificial sweeteners, they can mess with your gut and your metabolism. I noticed bloating and sugar cravings that wouldn't go away, and it turns out that artificial additives were the culprit. These days, I go for snacks with natural sweeteners like honey or dates. It's a much better trade. By knowing these tricks, I've started making better snack choices, and I can feel the difference. It's empowering once you see through the marketing fluff and really understand what's going into your body. Trust me, you can do it too. Here's where it all clicked for me. I realized I was doing everything I thought was right, choosing healthy snacks, reading the labels, and still, my energy was low, and I wasn't seeing the results I wanted. That's when it hit me. It wasn't just about swapping out junk food for healthier options. I had to really know what I was putting into my body. The biggest aha moment? Realizing that these hidden dangers were actually sabotaging my progress. Once I cut out the sugary health bars and stopped relying on those artificially flavored snacks, I felt the difference almost immediately. More energy, fewer cravings, and I was finally in control of what I was eating. It was like a light bulb went off. I wasn't just eating to feel good in the moment. I was fueling my body in a way that actually supported my goals. And once you see that for yourself, there's no going back. So, here's the takeaway. Healthy snacks aren't the enemy, but they can be full of hidden dangers if you're not paying attention. It's easy to get caught up in the flashy labels, but once you start really looking at what's inside, you can make smarter choices. By cutting out the sugar-loaded bars, ditching the processed ingredients, and skipping the misleading labels, I started feeling better almost instantly. The best part? It's not about being perfect. It's about being informed. The more you know, the easier it gets. You've got this. It's not as overwhelming as it seems. With a little awareness and a few simple swaps, you can turn your snacks into real fuel for your body. Keep making those changes, and trust me, you'll feel the difference in no time. Now that you've got the inside scoop on hidden dangers in your snacks, it's time to take control. If you want more tips on how to read those tricky labels and make smarter snack choices, I've linked some resources in the description below. Go check them out. They'll help you level up your health game even more. And hey, don't stop here. Keep seeking, discovering, and embracing wellness until we reconnect. You've got this. Let's make every bite count.